What's happening, guys? It's your boy Avionics back with another action figure video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as I do put out quite a few videos throughout the month. In today's video, we are taking a look at a new line of best action figures made by the loyal subjects. They finally got the license for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 80s cartoon and toys that we love and are nostalgic to us. Now, the Ninja Turtles are my most favorite toys and cartoon and just my childhood from back then when I was a kid. So this was definitely a pickup for me. Now, being that these are a decent size and a decent look, they also come with a decent price of just less than $20 each. So that was also another thing that brought me to getting this line, to adding to my Ninja Turtles collection. Now, like I said, this is a best action brand made by the loyal subjects. Here is Raphael, my first best action turtle that I found out there at Walmart. So here we have Raphael in his box. In the window, we have all of his accessories displayed. His size are behind the cardboard here. But yeah, so these turtles are supposed to be based on this artistry from back then. It's not so much based on the cartoon or the movie, but it's, from what I gather, it's based on this style of cartooning that we've seen from back in the 80s. And up top here it says for ages 8 and above. And this is a pretty small sized box. But yeah, so here we have the graphics of what these characters are based off of, what these toys are based off of. Nothing much on the side here. Before we get to what's on the back, the barcode for anyone that is looking, and then some gibberish there. And then here on the back is where we get a little bit more into detail of what is inside and some a description. So you can go ahead and pause that to read the description, but it says 31 points of articulation. So we're going to get into that and see how well the articulation is for these figures. Now, 31 points, that's pretty good as far as the count number goes. Really good, especially for something of this size. So we'll get into that and see how well it is actually. And the sculpt, so far from what we gather, just from looking at the packaging in the box, looks pretty good to me. You know, now I've seen some mixed initial thoughts of these guys all over social media. A lot of people hating on them, saying, oh, those look ugly. But a lot of other good initial thoughts too, including mine. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and break Raphael open of this plastic and cardboard packaging. All right, now that we have Raphael out of his packaging, before we go into looking at the accessories and stuff, let's just take a quick look at this, the inner cardboard of this Raphael figure. This is pretty cool. So if you take a close look, you have like the red bandana color, and then all of this like line drawings and graphics, which is pretty cool. And then on this side of the cardboard, it has his name with this as the base. So this could be used as a good display if you want to like tape it up and then just put Raphael in front of it. So I guess all 4 of the turtles are going to have their own, you know, color and then their name. So I might actually keep this around and see if I may display them like this later down the road once I get all 4 turtles. But yeah, so here is Raphael and all his accessories. So what all does he come with? So he comes with 3 sets of hands. He has the relaxed gesture hands, and then he also comes with a right and a left gripping hand. Oh, there goes one hand. And then he also comes with a right and a left closed fist sculpt. And it looks like all the hands, they will be hinging side to side. And then, so this is the first head, or the head that he comes out of the packaging, but then his second alternate head, he has an open mouth looking head, which is nice. So my first initial gripe, I guess you'd say, that I'm noticing right off the bat is that their heads could have a little bit more shape up top. It's looking a little flat. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think like if they're trying to recreate those cartoonish style drawings, they have a little bit more shape to the top of the head. That's a little flat there. So And I like how the bandana is not so long. It's just like a nice short tail to it. Because sometimes when you're posing their head, the bandana can get in the way of their shell and whatnot. So here are his size. So he's got two size, and it's not silver, but it's a white blade, and then brown handle with the yellow end on it. But also I want to note, check this out. Look how soft that is. It's really soft and flexible. I guess it's a good and a bad thing. Good thing is that it won't break. And you know, but I don't know. I guess there's not really a bad thing, because if you're posing them, then you know, yeah. So I guess it's a good thing that it's that soft. But yeah, it's very flexible, which is interesting. I've never seen anything like that before, as flexible as that. So he's got two sides, and then he has his side holder, which actually pegs him to the back of Raphael rather than the front. So we'll peg that in here later. So this is of a light brown, and also you can see how bright green Raphael is. And then he comes with this ninja style weapon. It's got a hole end on the end of the handle. A darker gray here compared to the lighter gray here of the blade. And then he also comes with one oversized ninja star. Alright, let's take a closer look at Raphael himself now. Alright, so as I mentioned, they're all pretty much just a light, very bright green. And then taking a look at him, it looks like his chest plate is not center. That kind of gets to me a little bit. See how it's not lining up with the middle of his crotch, hip area. But yeah, so taking a look all around, full 360 of his sculpt, pretty decent, pretty good. The shell is just it's a few shades darker green than their skin color, and then this is where you would peg in the side holder. So let's go ahead and peg that in. Alright, so there we go. So that's how it just pegs in. It doesn't actually make contact with the belt on the sides, but it's all good. So there we go. Let's go ahead and put his size in. See how well those fit, being that they are quite flexible. Alright, nice. Easy peasy. But they could fall out if you tip them upside down. So let's go ahead and swap out his head, see how he looks with his other head, and then we'll go ahead and swap out the hands. So as I was trying to get his head off, it was really difficult. So I ran his head and his neck area under hot water, and I finally got his head to come off. So let's go ahead, and so that's what the joint looks like. It's just one ball joint, and then just a socket there. So let's go ahead and put his second head on. So I had to run his second head socket under the hot water as well to get it on. Having a little hard time putting it on too. So before we go into swapping other parts out, let's go ahead and take a look at articulation real quick. So starting with the head, it's kind of stiff at first. Oh, okay, it's not pegging in correctly. You have to really, oh man, it's okay. So, but yeah, it's a kind of a tight neck joint there, but his head does go all the way around. It doesn't really do anything else as far as tilting up and down or sideways a little bit, but yeah. All right, moving down to the shoulders, we do have butterfly hinges right there, 360 at the shoulder, and this is how far up his shoulders go laterally. We do have a bicep cut, and then elbow and knee articulation, we have pins. So he does have, it's double jointed, but let's see how far it can go bend. I think that's about as far as you can get him to bend his double pin articulation elbows. And then we have rotation at the wrist, and like I said, the hands hinge side to side. And then he doesn't have any kind of torso cut or hip. It looks like he does have a hip rotation cut right there. Okay, yeah, he does rotate at the hip. What is that? Also, it looks like we have a little QC issue, paint scratching right there on his chest plate. One other thing I'm noticing is he does not have peg stand holes at the bottoms of his feet. That would have definitely helped since these legs are kind of flimsy. Alright, and then as far as legs goes, it doesn't, he kicks forward, but it's not straight out in front of him. Huh. It like wants to go out to the side, as you can see. So, but yeah, he can do the splits. That's how far he goes out, is doing the splits. Kicking back, it wants to go out to the side as well. And then he does have a thigh cut. And then we have double jointed. Oh, there is no double pin articulation at the knee. The only pins are at the elbow joint. But he does have double, it's supposed to be double jointed, as you can see. But it doesn't really bend all the way far back. So just slightly. And it's kind of loose right there. Look at that. Both sides. Well, yeah. Kind of loose, looser than normal other figures. And then he does have pivot and hinging rockers at the ankles. So that's articulation for Raphael. Let's go ahead and finish out swapping out some parts. So after swapping out his hands with the gripping hands, I'm noticing that certain ways of holding his size, the size are just kind of loose in there. So like if you want to put him in the upside down hold of one of his sides, it's not really going to work that well. So this Best Action brand of Ninja Turtles stands at 5 inches tall. So let's go ahead and break out some more of my turtles or more of my Raphaels from my collection to compare for scale comparison. But yeah, this is the Best Action brand Raphael of the Ninja Turtles, made by the loyal subjects. Now, out of 5 stars, I would give this 3 stars at best. He looks great for the most part, but what could use some work, like I mentioned, is more shape at the top of his head, and his head is hard to detach to put on his second head, and then we have loose knee joints. So, and there's no peg holes at the bottom for standing, and the weapons, as far as the blade and the size, the handles could be a little bit thicker, bulkier. That way they're not so loose in his hand grips. But yeah, so I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. And you know, so I'm a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles, so it's definitely something to add to my TMNT collection. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Leave all your comments and thoughts down below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell to be notified of new videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys.